I'm doing the intro.
Yeah.
I haven't written it down. Hang on, I'll freestyle it. Hello, welcome to the City Beef podcast, where each week we basically look at the UK for really unusual stories and happenings, from myths and legends to true crime to interesting things, news stories, and just everything in between. Yeah. I'm joined, as always, by Franks.
Yeah. Good that you remembered.
Yeah, go on.
Hello. Yeah, hello, mate. How you doing? You all right? You were a little bit flustered from tech issues, weren't you? And you got a little bit rude and angry.
No, you were.
No,
you were flustered. Like, oh, I can't hear you. It's terrible. Chill out, bro. It's cool, man.
It's absolutely terrible.
No, we're all going to die if the audio's crap.
You kept shouting at me as well. Oh, for Christ's sake!
Bloody hell, Franks!
Right. Well, yeah, we're back again.
I'm coming through clear now. Hello, testing.
Mate,
everyone's
crystal,
happy.
Absolutely crystal. Don't know why you didn't do this in the first place.
Chill out, babe.
Yeah.
Right, this week I'm doing Southampton, and you're doing
Portsmouth.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, how frustrated are you when people call it Pompey?
Well, that was one of my facts for later on. But it's a dickhead thing to call it Pompey. Oh.
Yeah, it's so pathetic.
We chose these two because they are one of the biggest UK rivalries. There's a lot of beef between the two, so we thought we'd settle the score officially today to see which place is better.
Yeah, absolutely.
How are you feeling about yours?
I've got a oh dear. Southampton is so bloody... No. You're on the ropes already. Southampton is so interesting. I'm not even going to mention the effing Titanic that departed from Southampton in 1912. I'm not even going to bring it up.
What about...
That's so complicated.
Will you continue your trend of mentioning statues and the most... or hills? Boring hills?
No, I didn't even bother this time, mate. It's cool. Chill out. As always, I didn't bother. Mine's effing fantastic. I should say that, so I actually reached out to a friend of mine, Josh. Well, he's actually a colleague, not exactly a friend. F you if you're listening. And I asked him for his input on the Southampton Pompey divide. So basically, Southampton people think that Pompey are rough and poor, and everyone in Pompey thinks that everyone in Southampton are posh twats. Yeah. Okay. Now, I only know one person from Southampton, and I would describe Josh as a posh twat. Nice. So there's a lot of fact in there, yeah.
So it's truth. All right, then. And what would he describe you as, do you think, if you had to guess?
Fucking legend.
Okay, good point, well made.
So if everyone could follow the podcast in appreciation for me being a legend.
Yeah, legend. Do you want to start with legends and myth as our first of 5 categories? And we are doing... It's only taken us about... probably like 8 weeks to remember what the categories are. But we do have, every week we go through a list of legends and myths, and we go head to head against each other. Then crime stories, weird news, famous or interesting people, and then a fun fact, just a little cherry at the top at the end. And that's how
because it's 4 categories.
It's 5.
If we're equal, if it's the 4 are the ones we kind of deep dive in.
Yes.
Into. Yeah. If we're equal, if we're drawing at the end, then the fun fact determines it. Again, my fun fact is so effing fun. It's going to blow yours out of the water. I glanced over at Portsmouth when I was Googling Southampton, and you've had a challenging week, mate.
Don't worry, I found something very interesting.
Good. Right, so we'll kick off with myths and legends.
Myths and legends.
Now, have you heard of Beavis of Hampton at all? Because it crops up in Welsh mythology, and I know you're absolutely Welsh.
Moist for Welsh myths. Beavis, like in Beavis and Butthead, or Beaver, like a toothy little fella.
Bevis, so Beavis and Butthead fame.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I've never heard of Beavers nor Butthead.
Right, so Beavis of Hampton is a medieval... Right, okay. Right, okay. I've got to stop that. Listening back to him, I say, right, okay, all the time. And the fact that I haven't picked up on the social cues of you mocking me for it every episode is taking me to reflect. Right, I'm going to try and... Okay, right. It's really hard to stop.
Such a nervous little nanny.
Frank, shut up a sec. I'm trying to tell my story of Beavis of Hampton. Right, so he's a medieval English legend, first written down in the 13th century. Think like Hercules, King Arthur kind of vibes.
Okay, two very different people, but I like it. I get it. One's a mythical beast. Don't dare come to me with myths.
Don't you steamroll over my little thing. So he's the son of Guy, the Count of Southampton. And according to the original text, as a teenager, his mother arranged the murder of his father, and she then sold Beavis into slavery, which is poor parenting, but very on brand for medieval literature.
Yeah.
So while abroad, I wish I knew where. I would have said somewhere, but I haven't written it down. He became an elite warrior, killing giants, dragons, and knights, basically becoming like an absolute lad. He then returned to England. He was in prison multiple times. Basically, there's hundreds of stories about this guy, so I'm trying to like paraphrase and get it all into one succinct paragraph, which took me about bloody 2 hours. So he's been imprisoned multiple times, escaped every time, and repeatedly returns to England to reclaim his land in Hampshire. Lands which he continuously loses over and over again. He's basically an administrative fucking liability. So he wins it back and then loses it. He had a bodyguard for a time, which was a 30-foot tall giant called Ascapart. But in true Beavis style, he got pissed off with him as well and killed him. Again, didn't bother to Google why. He had a horse called Arundel, which is like as famous as Beavis and Butthead. Not the cartoon. Beavis, sorry, I've railroaded myself there by trying to sneak an Beavis and Butthead joke. So this horse had was supernaturally strong and fast and loyal only to him. A bit of an odd relationship. Like Beavis would cry when the horse wasn't there, and he's like probably sat around thinking about, oh, look how long that horse's knob is, etc. It's great. Although I just made that bit up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it was really odd relationship. Like he'd cry and stuff when the horse wasn't there. Again, didn't look too much into it. His mother just continued to betray him. His enemies kept popping up, and despite slaying giants and dragons, he never really once thought to himself, perhaps I'm the common denominator here. Like, it's basically every time he steps out of his house, something bad happens to him. But yeah, hugely popular story, survived several medieval manuscripts and early printed editions. And he wasn't just like an English hero. There's like international franchises of him. So like French, Italy, as far as Russia. But yeah, I'm not really sure if they called him like the English legend or if whatever. But he's basically a thug. He's basically like a horrible football thug. Like he'd go on a stag do to Portugal. Yeah, hooligan. Yeah. Like go on a stag do to Portugal and he'd be the twat in the party.
He's like
the end.
That guy, the pig of Bordeaux, he's a like English football fan from like the 90s. He got arrested for beating people up in France, but the French dubbed him the pig of Bordeaux because he looked like a big pig man. Yeah, it's him. He's come back. I bet he was.
So everyone lords up over Beavis, but he sounds like a moron,
a little idiot. Well,
a little idiot.
I try to appeal for what you like, and I know you're into your spooky tales.
Yes.
So Portsmouth, it's like, I'll talk about this a little bit later on, but it's an island, and it's a lot of like its history is based around the sea and navy and all that malarkey. But I found there was lots.
Did you say it's an island?
Yeah, that's a little spoiler for what my facts is going to be in a bit. So just put a little pin in there, but I'll come up at the end. So that's a trailer for you to hang out for the next 20 minutes.
We got him hooked. We got him. You bastards have to keep listening now.
But yeah, I've looked around. There's loads of fear, superstition, and loss around the sea itself. So the sea has become a legend in Portsmouth. The Mary Rose, which was Henry VIII's like massive flagship boat, sank there in 1545 and lost nearly all of her crew. Since the ship's recovery, dockyard staff, security guards, and cleaners have all reported unexplained footsteps, sudden drops in temperature, and voices where no one is present. But these aren't just limited to.
So when you say recovery,
they found it.
Isn't there a ship? There's a ship somewhere that's still under the water.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a few under the water, but there is. The Mary Rose was that like it was. literally just set sail and then sank, and it had everything like perfectly encased. So it's like an amazing relic to the past. But
so what you're pitching up against Southampton is a boat that was maiden voyage sank, yeah?
Sank. But
okay. But maybe I do need to bring the Titanic out. Leonardo DiCaprio
is back.
Right over here.
But yeah, there was loads of people, even loads of scared people get really scared working there. Everyone hears footsteps at night, especially since they disturbed the ship. They said there's loads of unexplained goings on there. The belief is that the crew trapped below the deck of this ship capsized. They never truly left. So sailors traditionally believe that a ship that drowned, all its men would be classed as trapped spirits, and if their bodies were never properly buried, they'd be cursing the area. And there's been people who've worked there who've fallen sick soon after the ship was brought back. But this isn't my only watery grave story. During the 15th century, they were really worried about being attacked by the French, so they built this round tower to like protect them, so they could like fire out cannons and all that malarkey. But it was never like formally consecrated, so they didn't have a priest come down and bless the ground. They had this like massive invasion panic. They kept thinking the French were about to come over. So they didn't have time to get a priest down. They'd built it. And then for ages, people who kept going past it, their boats, even if it was good weather, would all of a sudden be hit by a storm. There was like people who just step on board as they went past it, fell seriously ill and died. Like a captain died just sailing past it. And even in the 19th century...
Childish. Captain, oh God, is that the boat?
Got me. And then, even, up until the 19th century, captains still observed the ritual of quietly saluting it whilst they went past until it finally got consecrated. But it kind of, it depends if you believe in God or not, but I don't think I'd be too scared of a tower. So maybe you're...
I'm not sure with your dysentery. That could flare up at any moment.
I've also really got into sushi recently, and I don't know how that's going to help the situation, but I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, keep you posted, mate. Just the occasional photo.
Yeah. So what do you think? The watery graves, or a bloke who's a bit of a thug? I think yours is more specific to a person, so I think maybe that wins.
I believe so. Yeah, mine's like proper international. I'm surprised you haven't come across it, because maybe I kept saying it's in Welsh. Maybe they've changed his name in Welsh.
Maybe in Welsh history,
or something.
Yeah, I'll have a little. I'll come back to you on that, my love.
Nah, I wouldn't bother. It's honestly not that interesting.
But then on the later base,
hours trying to condense it down into something that was palatable for this shoddy podcast. So 1-0, smashed it. Legend.
Yeah. Ooh, you just revealed your offstage name.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. Oh God.
I'll bleep. I tell you what. I'll bleep.
The mask slipped. Okay, yeah, but keep the rest in, so there's intrigue around who is the real man. But yes. Yeah.
Well, your name isn't even bloody Frank. So
don't you bring this up?
Right, moving swiftly on.
Oh, crime. Oh.
Crime story. Well, I'll go first again, because obviously you're back and forth. Oh, it just sounded like you took a gulp of something there, you little piggy. What was that? Melted down fat, I assume?
I just had my slip of trough juice. No, a delicious Pepsi Max to keep the demons away.
Oh, I haven't got any in the house. I'm absolutely gutted.
Oh.
Right, crime story. Yeah, crime story. There's a pub called...
matron.
There's a pub in the... I don't know if it's pronounced B-Voice Valley. I'm so bad at
you're obsessed with Beavis
Valley.
But
it is named after that chap. So it's Bevois. B-Voice or whatever.
Beavis? I think Beavis.
Yeah, they just slipped an O in for the bands. Yeah, so there's a pub in Beavis Valley called The Hobbit. And it's so-called named The Hobbit after the J.R.R. Tolkien's book. Yeah. The fucking 1989. Why am I... It's called The Hobbit because of bloody Lord of the Rings or whatever it's called, yeah? We got it.
Yeah, it's not 1989 either, is it?
It was named after... Oh, no. Sorry, the pub was... this is a shambles. The pub was named... It was previously called the Portswood Hotel, and then they changed it to The Hobbit in 1989. Admitted it was after the book, obviously. Yeah. Now, there are many other public houses with the same name in existence. There's one in Weston-super-Mare, and one in Sowerby Bridge. I don't know if they're still open, but this is relevant in a minute, so just strap in.
Bear with. Yeah.
So in March 2012, Middle-earth Enterprise, which owns the franchise right to The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, accused the pub of copyright infringement over, obviously, the name, using The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Why this is cool is because so that decision by Middle-earth Entertainment was actually criticised by Stephen Fry and Sir Ian McKellen and someone called John Denham, but he was a member of Parliament, so boring, whatever. So Stephen Fry and Ian McKellen, they didn't like it. And what's curious about that is they both actually appeared in the Hobbit film series, but they were dead against like Middle-earth doing this. So I should add at this point that I actually hate Lord of the Rings, but I thought, because you're such a nerd.
I love Lord of the Rings.
There we go.
Yeah.
Tick. Yeah, I thought, I might try and curry favour. So there was a Facebook campaign to save the Hobbit pub, and it's got over 60,000 followers.
Ooh,
and Middle-earth
might be
see
6,001.
if it's still active, actually, because that was 2012 it was all taking place.
Oh, no, in this bloody government it's already closed down.
Freedom of speech, close it down. The Hobbit sounds a bit like the Nobbit. Is it still active?
Doesn't... Yeah, well, it does say it was saved 13 years ago. But then again...
Oh, good, because I've edited this, but I don't know if it was still called The Hobbit. Okie dokie, thanks for that. So Middle-earth Enterprise offered out the license to use the name of The Hobbit for the pub. And Stephen Fry and Sir Ian McKellen offered to actually contribute towards the cost of the license. The pub held a fundraiser event in August 2012 to raise money, again, to pay for lawyers and continue negotiations and the license fee. Now, I did see an article, right, where Middle-earth Enterprise, because it was such an uproar, they said that they could use the name for only $100 a year. So all these like bloody fundraisers and saying, "Oh, Stephen, mate, Ian, Stephen, come here. We need some more millions, mate, millions." Yeah, only $100. I'm not really sure. It sounds like a bloody backhander. So if you're listening to this, the Hobbit pub, F off, yeah.
I just clicked on the story and it said the Hobbit pub saved, and then someone said, "Yay! Now they can go bankrupt on St. Patrick's Day when we run them out of Guinness." And someone replies, "I'm not sure it works like that. I don't think you realise how you make someone bankrupt is by buying."
It goes. Is that Facebook or Reddit?
Reddit. I think we should do a series of looking at Reddit comments because they are fucking
Reddit,
mental.
I fucking hate people on Reddit.
It's the fucking epicenter of dork, isn't it?
Yeah, if you're listening to this, I love Reddit.
I love Reddit.
I love Reddit. Yeah, so they're still in existence because I just learned that out. The pub's still going. And yeah, they sell.
Well, it was 13 years ago it said it was saved, so it might have now died a death. I couldn't quite see it. So was that your...
Oh, no. Oh, this is a cool one. Yeah, so they're still going on in July 2020 because the Middle-earth Enterprises again sent a cease and desist letter to the pub because they were selling cocktails and shots named after the characters from the Tolkien novels. So they don't help themselves. Yeah. Just don't.
Make up
this
a name for a
Gandalf's
cocktail.
Bummel.
Yeah, that's good. All right, good. You beat me to it.
Thank you.
Right. So was that your crime story?
That's crime. It was a crime, yeah. It went to court, probably.
All right. Okay. My crime
all the way to court.
Mine's a bit darker, and it's one of. I think you'll enjoy this one. It's one of Britain's most disturbing murder cases. Due to it being an initial. It was like innovative in how the police dealt with it afterwards, and it's called The Brides in the Bath. And in 1912, a woman named Beatrice Mundy was found dead in a bathtub in Southsea in Portsmouth. Her husband was called George Smith, appeared distraught, and her death was initially ruled accidental. About this, bath drownings are really tragically common at the time. Like in the start of the 1900s, they were really common because they were sometimes would have gas associated with it. To get the bath really warm, which then would make people unconscious and fall and slip under into sleep and then drown. And they were also, they go.
Thanks, Frank. Yeah, go on.
You're yawning at someone died in the bath, and you went on about a fucking pub.
Yeah, cut that.
So bath drownings were really common in the time, so the police didn't really think it looked that suspicious. And then after her family were convinced something was more shady afoot here because they hadn't been married for that long, the police decided to look into it a bit more, and they realized that she was healthy and there was no signs of a struggle of her trying to get up. But the husband was unbelievably eager to collect insurance money. And it was like, oh, hang on, aren't you meant to be like a newlywed who's really in love? Why are you so gagging to get the old Michael Gambon insurance claims? Calm down, dear. But their suspicions deepened when they discovered Smith.
Carry on.
100 miles an hour here. Their suspicions deepened when they discovered Smith had been married under a false name. And then they went back through the other names he'd gone by, and he'd been married to 2 previous women who died in the exact same way. And they were also, when they died in the bath. And there wasn't a sign of struggle around the neck, so they hadn't been strangled in the bath. It looked like they just slipped under. So then this caused this extraordinary forensic breakthrough where investigators realised Smith was holding the wives underwater by suddenly lifting their legs, causing the disorientation and instant loss of balance. So he'd grab their legs and hold them under that way, and then they couldn't get out of the bath. So there was no strangle marks at all, but he'd done the same move on all 3 of the women. So this insight,
he's a genius.
Yeah, he's in
perfect crime. It's the ice spear that was thrown through the heart, and there's no evidence. Oh, I like him.
Yeah, or the other ice. I mean, there's a lot of the ice ones when you make someone hang themselves with an ice cube, and then the ice cube melts away. It's there's a lot of ice.
Right, yes.
But this link between all 3 developed. So that when they put all these things together, they realised they had to stop looking at just instances on their own, and this became a thing called patterned evidence. So police started working together. So British police forces then started looking to see if there's any similar patterns elsewhere in the country. And this part of the Portsmouth thing was an instigation into that happening. And they ended up hanging the guy as well for his troubles. Yeah,
but he's so innovative.
Yeah, I know. He was a groundbreaker. He really was.
He's a groundbreaker.
That's pretty brutal, though, isn't it? Yanking by the legs. It's pretty horrible.
How much money was he inheriting? Do we know?
Pennies. It's the 1950s. Can't be much.
Worth it.
Yeah, worth it. Yeah. He'll take that to the bank.
You've won. Yeah, sorry, you've won. That's excellent. Yeah, sorry, Syrian. Weird news. Right, so in 2013, people of Southampton reported a mystery noise that was keeping people awake. So people in Southampton have been complaining of a low-frequency drone, a bit like listening to you, Franks, at 10 p.m. every... I had that written down.
Yeah, I know, I could tell.
So this drone would start at 10 p.m. every night, and it would be going off for months, and the council couldn't determine, what it was. It got to the stage where people were staying at their friends' houses to get away from it. Honestly, that's my worst nightmare, is when you're trying to sleep and you can hear a noise. Yeah. So I really feel for these people.
I sleep with sound on every night, though. I put my headphones on and I fall asleep to the same series.
Yeah, we listen to podcasts, don't we?
Yeah, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But it's really intense because the intro goes, and it always wakes me up at like 2 in the morning because it never turns off. But anyway, back to your drone.
Yes, thank you. In short, they never figured out what it was. It just stopped. So I did a little investigation, a deep dive.
Oh.
Strap on your bloody monocle. Here comes Detective Jake. So this kind of mysterious noise is often called the hum, and it isn't just local to Southampton. People have experienced this all over the world. So it's like a low-frequency drone with no explanation to it at all. And obviously, it's linked to many, many conspiracy theories. And these people are saying that, the Southampton thing may have been caused by some of these as well. So these are what people are saying it could be. So it could be classified government technology, secret propulsion systems, underground facilities, or experimental aircraft. They've also said it could be linked to mind control and 5G masts, basically designed to affect human behaviour to calm the population. Again, the government, but it doesn't sound very calming, so I'm not really sure. Even evidence of an underground alien base, or simply preparing us for the first contact and having a probe jammed up our anuses.
You love that, don't you?
Yeah, so it's very, very uncommon when this hum appears that they actually track it down and pinpoint it. It can lead to insomnia, obviously, headaches and anxiety, and has led to suicides. So, oh dear, it sounds terrible. I actually found one that was actually
it would
solved.
be like mental, though, wouldn't it? It would be fucking agony.
I can't
That's
think
all
of
you
anything worse, mate. So it's like they say it's like tinnitus because there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
That's why so many people in Southampton actually moved away or stayed at their friend's house. The worst on record was in Canada, and it was called the Windsor hum. That went on for many, many years until they discovered that it was coming from a factory 4 miles away. So that's an example of the largest one. And people were just getting so ill from stress. But yeah, it happens in Southampton. And if you search like Southampton noise or hum, again on Reddit, there's people saying the hum is back recently and stuff.
Oh, God.
There was another man that was really stoned and he recorded a man screaming outside that sounded really scary. But I'm just adding more bits now to the story to try and get me to win. Go on, Franks. You take it from here, mate.
All right, so that's weird news, which is, I do feel for that. It's like having cunty neighbours. Like, you want to feel safe when you're at home. You don't have any extra stress. Anyway, mine is the Great Portsmouth Seagull War. It's a story about Portsmouth Council was once declared war on seagulls because there's a huge seagull problem there, but they ended up losing. So for years, the city's been plagued by aggressive and fearless seagulls that learn, like in most places, they steal food anyway, but here they are really aggressive. They go into Greggs. They go directly from people's hands. They take chips, full sandwiches. They've taken and photos of that. And there's
that video of the seagull going into a shop and grabbing a bag of crisps. That's not Portsmouth.
Yeah, I think that. So there's a few. There was one in Portsmouth and Greggs where this seagull just goes in and flies out with a pack of 4 sausage rolls. And the tourists there aren't as used to it, so they get dive bombed and on the seafront, on the South Sea, and they get absolutely gone. Whereas locals are known to be a bit more secure about it. So the council took action. They invested tens of thousands of pounds in seagull-proof bins, which are designed with weighted lids so the birds couldn't open them. But within like a week, the seagulls learned how to open them, and they'd work together to lift the bins, or they just waited for humans to open them and attack the humans. I know. I always think this, right? If seagulls weren't cunts, we'd be like, whoa, they look amazing because they're like white. They got like a yellow thing. They look like a big ice cream sundae that flies. But because they're such utter dicks, we hate them. But anyway, residents would see seagulls standing on top of bins, and then they'd get more of them on there, and then they'd shake, and then the bins would fall over. I think the council had to admit the birds. This is a quote: "The birds have outsmarted us." Why would you say that?
Don't admit to that.
I know. And then they said,
"We need a resignation."
Yeah, this happened on my watch. I fully take responsibility. They said basically they're feral street gangs with wings, and then the bins were quietly removed. So to this day, Portsmouth remains one of the only cities where seagulls have zero fear of humans. The council have effectively conceded defeat, and locals instinctively shield their food like it's a prison yard.
That's crazy. So, yeah. A little substrata story on seagulls in Bristol. If you feed one, it's a up to £10,000 fine. Yeah,
Jesus, that is brutal.
They're starving round there.
I'm gonna try and frame you. I'm gonna go dressed up in my Jacob Anos gear. I go, "What's happening, boys?" And then feed as many gulls as I can. I'm in Bristol, boys.
They want to move to bloody Portsmouth. They'd be
they'd be landed. Yeah.
Mine was a bit of a stretch. Yes, you. Basically, I found out about a hum because it's so rich and posh. There's no interest in bloody news stories.
I've got gangster seagulls.
There was another one where there was a really posh woman who was a thief, and that was like the main bloody story. She was dull, but everyone lauded over her.
Do you want to go for your famous?
What's the score?
It's 2-1. 2-1. Yeah.
Interesting people. Now, I haven't actually targeted one person in particular because when I was researching, Southampton, although it's a posh, affluent area, it seems to be full of like mental cases. Which is, can you say that?
Yeah,
I apologise. Full of just like insane
when you are
people.
A mental case
Again,
yourself,
sorry,
it's okay. I think you can get away with it.
So I went to Reddit to find a list of all these different characters. So there's a couple that I'm going to just reel out. Now, what I want you to do is tell me which one of them is most like you. Basically, your spirit animal. So we've got, in no particular order, we've got Burping Ron. So Burping Ron used to go up to attractive women and burp, and apparently had a tumour on his knob.
Okay, Burping Ron might be my new favourite person in history.
The spinny man. So in the 90s, he used to go to nightclubs and just spin around and round in circles. Again, Beavis. So we mentioned it earlier. So that area, Beavis bike man. He had loads of mirrors on his bike, rides on pavements erratically, and had loads of cats.
But Burping Ron is still so far.
Burping Ron's good, yeah. Happy hot dog man. He smiled a lot, loved God, and he once prayed for a person in a wheelchair to get better. He sold hot dogs. But he didn't have a license, so the council fined him. A couple of snappy ones I'll just get out of the way.
Oh my god!
I haven't got much details on these, but kind of says what it is on the tin. We got John Pissy Pants Westwood and the crying woman of Costa. I like
one
John
woman
Pissy
had one
Pants.
bad day and she's a legend.
The crying woman of Costa.
Yeah.
No further details on those two.
Yeah.
We got the Ferrari guy. He used to dress his head to toe in Ferrari gear, but doesn't own a car.
Oh man, Reddit is good.
Oh, I love it. Finally, we got the laughing limping Pakistani guy. He's got a limp, and he asks you if you're from London. So, it's got to be the burping.
It's got to be Burping Ron.
Apart from the tumour on his knob, which is allegedly, because I think he's still alive. Someone spied on him when he was in the toilet, and that's where that came from. But I do like the spinny man.
I got some
the
breaking
spinny
news.
man that just went. Oh, go on.
Burping Ron is dead.
Oh shit! R.I.P.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Burping Ron.
There's also another sad man whose entire family died in a house fire, so he chose to be homeless. He had a funny name, but I thought the backstory wasn't good. Right, what's your famous people? That's hard to beat. I think that's a new venture, by the way, to go onto Reddit.
Venture. Yeah, find
and
freaks
there's
on
always
Reddit.
a thread. Yeah, unusual characters.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry.
But...
unusual characters.
What did you say? Freaks.
Freaks. Yeah. Well, I went down the old route of like famous people. So it's like Arthur Conan Doyle's, and Isambard Kinder Brunel, who like made the Great Bridges. But I'm going to go with Charles Dickens.
Wait, Isambard Kingdom Nell's from there?
Yeah, I always thought he was Bristol based, but I think he just did a lot in Bristol.
That's the bridge, isn't it?
Yeah. So and he also did.
I've got a mental thing
Trains.
about him. Just a side little boring note. But in Cardiff, he moved an entire bloody river. So the Taff. He diverted it. Right, carry on. Back to you. Sorry.
He also made most of the train stations in Cardiff. But Charles Dickens, I went with him because my favourite Christmas film is Muppets Christmas Carol, and he obviously did all those things. He
was a great puppeteer.
Yeah, he was a great puppeteer. He was also like broke. He was grew up mega poor. He would like dockyard poverty, debt, and his family were really unstable. And then he went on to like have this huge lifelong obsession with like social injustice. And in the Victorian era, nobody gave a fuck at all about like poor people. And all of his stuff focused on like, Oliver and all those sad little things he wrote about changed perception and started making like people go, oh, actually, yeah, kids probably shouldn't be 4 years old and working in a workhouse. So I like him. He's a good old lad, but not as funny as Burping Ron. So I think that's 2-2 there.
I was going to give that to you, by the way.
Oh, what?
I didn't know that Charles... Well, no, you said it now. Burping Ron.
But Charles Dickens, Portsmouth... I think Charles Dickens is probably one of England's best writers. So maybe he for credentials...
Burping Ron had a massive growth on his knob.
Actually, Charles Dickens has to beat Burping Ron or we have no credibility
I don't think
left.
he can, because then we go... Let's take it to the fun fact.
All right,
Burping Ron used to go to attractive women in the face. And you're pitting it against one of England's literary geniuses? How dare you?
Burping Ron's a flair player. You can't teach that sort of stuff.
No. Yeah,
what's your fun fact then?
Right, so it's down to the crunch. We should have some suspenseful music. Can't be bothered editing it in. Yeah, thank you. Right. Fish fingers were tested by Birdseye in Southampton in the 1950s, and they preferred cod over herring. So
I'm so glad that I'm not going to lose this because of Burping Ron.
What?
My quick fact is Portsmouth is the only city in the UK located entirely on an island, which shaped everything about there. It's the Pompey accent. I know you don't like that word. It's completely unique and linguistic.
No way.
Its softer consonants and vowels sound more typical of French coastal speech, likely due to a lot of contact with sailors. It's the only place that has it's the only place in all of the UK that's entirely located on an island, which I think is pretty cool.
Guernsey?
Right? Yeah. That's not the UK. That's not United Kingdom. That's great.
God, we're splitting hairs now, eh? I had Captain Birdseye lugging around a trolley with fish fingers up his arse.
I got an island on an island, mate.
I think you can have that. So you've won.
Also, you were meant to leave at 1 o'clock. You got a hard stop, so...
I got a hard stop. Oh, shit, I got a hard stop. Right, do the bloody outro.
Yes. Dilk and Grandad, check out the links in our bio. Follow the Instagram page, because that's we haven't pushed that at all, and we probably should. But most importantly is dropping reviews and sharing it with your friends. That would really help us an awful lot. And leaving comments on the episodes, that's really helpful as well. Let us know what you think we could do differently and any cities you want us to suggest that we cover. Dilk and Grandad, thanks for listening. We love you. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.